Your future is in your subconscious mind. Remember that the future, the result of your habitual thinking, is already in your mind, except when you change it through prayer. The future of a country, likewise, is in the collective subconscious of the people of that nation. There is nothing strange in the dream I had, wherein I saw the headlines of the New York newspapers long before the war began. The war had already taken place in mind, and all the plans of attack were already engraved on that great recording instrument, the subconscious mind, or collective unconscious of the universal mind. Tomorrow's events are in your subconscious mind. So are next week's and next month's. And they may be seen by a highly psychic or clairvoyant person. No disaster or tragedy can happen to you if you decide to pray. Nothing is predetermined or foreordained. Your mental attitude, the way you think, feel, and believe, determines your destiny. Through scientific prayer, which is explained in a previous chapter, you can mold, fashion, and create your own future. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. A catnap nets him $15,000. One of my students mailed me a newspaper clipping a few years ago about a man called Ray Hammerstrom, a roller at the Steel Works in Pittsburgh, operated by Jones and Laughlin Steel Corporation. He received $15,000 for his dream. According to the article, the engineers could not fix a faulty switch in a newly installed bar mill, which controlled the delivery of straight bars to the cooling beds. The engineers worked on the switch about 11 or 12 times to no avail. Hammerstrom thought a lot about the problem and tried to figure out a new design which might work. Nothing worked. One afternoon, he lay down for a nap, and prior to sleep, he began to think about the answer to the switch problem. He had a dream in which a perfect design for the switch was portrayed. When he awoke, he sketched his new design according to the outline of his dream. This visionary catnap won Hammerstrom a check for $15,000, the largest award the firm ever gave an employee for a new idea. How a famous professor solved his problem in sleep. Dr. H.V. Helprecht, professor of Assyrian at the University of Pennsylvania, wrote the following. One Saturday evening, I had been wearying myself in the vain attempt to decipher two small fragments of agate, which were supposed to belong to the finger rings of some Babylonians. About midnight, weary and exhausted, I went to bed and dreamed the following remarkable dream. A tall, thin priest of Nippur, about 40 years of age, led me to the treasure chamber of the temple. A small, low-ceilinged room without windows, while scraps of agate and lapis lazuli lay scattered on the floor. Here, he addressed me as follows. The two fragments which you have published separately belong together. They are not finger rings. The first two rings served as earrings for the statue of the god. The two fragments you have are portions of them. If you will put them together, you will have confirmation of my words. I awoke at once, examined the fragments, and to my astonishment found the dream verified. The problem was then, at last, solved. This clearly demonstrates the creative manifestation of his subconscious mind, which knew the answer. How the subconscious worked for a famous writer while he slept. Robert Louis Stevenson, in his book Across the Plains, devotes a full chapter to dreams. He was a vivid dreamer and made a persistent habit of giving specific instructions to his subconscious every night before sleep. He would request his subconscious to evolve stories for him while he slept. For example, if Stevenson's funds were low, his command to his subconscious might be, Give me a good, thrilling novel which will be marketable and profitable." His subconscious responded magnificently. Stevenson wrote, "These little brownies, the powers of his subconscious, can tell me a story piece by piece, like a serial, and keep me, its supposed creator, all the while in total ignorance of where they aim." And he added, "That part of my work which is done when I am up and about is by no means necessarily mine, since all goes to show that the brownies have a hand in it even then." Sleep in peace and wake in joy. To those who suffer from insomnia, the following prayer is very effective. Repeat it slowly, quietly, and lovingly before sleep. My toes are relaxed, my ankles are relaxed, my abdominal muscles are relaxed, my heart and lungs are relaxed, my hands and arms are relaxed, my neck is relaxed, my brain is relaxed, my face is relaxed, my eyes are relaxed, my whole mind and body are relaxed. I fully and freely forgive everyone, and I sincerely wish for them harmony, health, peace, and all the blessings of life. I am at peace. I am poised, serene, and calm. I rest in security and peace. A great stillness steals over me, and a great calm quiets my whole being as I realize the divine presence within me. I know that the realization of life and love heals me. I wrap myself in the mantle of love and fall asleep, filled with goodwill for all. Throughout the night, peace remains with me, and in the morning, I shall be filled with life and love. A circle of love is drawn around me. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. I sleep in peace. I wake in joy, and in him I live, move, and have my being.